Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We are right now at 319 Northeast 66th Avenue. Honestly, the text message said 65th as well, I'm not sure. But we're sitting right now between the front door of the ADU and the back wall of the main house. There's a 4-inch ABS cleanout that's kind of near the walkway, sticks way out of the ground, can't miss it. So I just advanced the camera all the way out, just kind of test run this thing to verify I was in the sewer line because I have limited access here. I was running water originally from the main house. I did not have a lot of obvious water running to the sewer line, but at least it was very difficult to see. I think part of that is related to the amount of standing water in the line that kind of obstructs your view of seeing the water. We're clearly in a sewer line. There's toilet paper and stuff everywhere. So where I just stopped there, my camera is hitting a separated joint out there at that's right where the sidewalk meets the grass curb strip out in front of the main house. So just stopping maybe 5 feet or so shy of the street curb. But that joint, for some reason, my camera just does not want to hop over it. I'm a good distance out right now. Another separation there. But as we go along the main house, there's a fair amount of standing water in the line. And as you'll see right now, my foot counter is counting backwards. I originally, I don't believe, zeroed the foot counter out. I was just mostly test running this thing to make sure it was a sewer. So the other thing I don't have access to is I can't find any access point for the ADU. So there's a good 20-25 feet of pipe here I can't look at right now. There may very well be an access point somewhere in there. I just don't have access to that particular part of the house in the basement of the ADU. So as you can see here, we're going through standing water fairly frequently, and in concrete pipe, what that generally indicates on these older pipe materials. I've done almost 25,000 scopes, and it's a common thing on these older lines. The pipe grout wears out the joints, and the joints get exposed to the ground. And over time, they start allowing groundwater and dirt to seep through the pipe, which erodes the support out from underneath the sewer line, causing progressive settling. You can see that big, huge lump we just went over there. You've got some pretty good obstructions in this section here. That joint there and the one just up ahead there, I was just stopping and looking at. So I put a red arrow marking down right where the sidewalk meets the grass. About 9 feet deep there is what I'm getting. And what I was surprised I didn't see was that water was blasting into the pipe from the main house. Another separation there. And at this juncture in time, not a terribly surprising thing to see for pipe this old. Concrete pipe, unfortunately, especially the pipe joints, don't stand the test of time very well. That grout is just another type of concrete, and it wears out just like the rest of the pipe does. Got some pretty good settling here. But what I haven't quite figured out yet is how the main house and this one tie together. My assumption is that they do. I am not 100% certain yet, but you can just see how much standing water and just gunk we are plowing through right now. It would be nice to be able to see. Man, you've got gunk hitting the top of the pipe there. That's debris at the top of the sewer line, which indicates the line is filling up completely. My camera catches something right there. I don't know what it is. I have to jiggle the camera around to get it loose. I don't know if it's an offset joint. You just can't see it. But you can see how we drop into a Y connection here straight into the top of another line. So this line right here appears to be coming from the ADU. I'll show you here real quick though. And we ran out about 90 feet approximately. My foot counter always counts back a little bit differently than it advances out, but that's pretty darn close there. So here's the ADU, here's the clean out, and then behind me here is the main house. In general, though, I like to describe this stuff as if we're out on the main road facing into the property. So that line has got to be coming from somewhere in and around this right side of the house, possibly the front right corner, but there's a good distance between here and there that we just can't see. My guess is there is probably an access point down that basement. We just don't have access to that part of the house right now. So anyway, most of this line here, just given the amount of settling there is, the amount of buildup and everything, this is something I would be recommending an update on. At the very least, from this point on out to the street curb. portions of the line towards the end look reasonable for the age that it is, but if you're going to be down here trenching 9 feet deep and digging up that much pipe already, it does not make any sense to be cutting it short. Not on a project this size. You go the full distance. So what I'm going to try and do is see if I can somehow gain access to this main house line. There is a clean out down there. The hard part is it is like almost partially obstructed by the sheetrock, and I'm not sure it's one of those ones I'm going to be able to open up without potentially damaging the sheetrock. So we're going to go find out. Otherwise, it's one that I'll request get opened up for us before we do anything further. Ideally, though, we have complete access to both the ADU line and the main house line to get this full mill deal looked at here.